Good afternoon, all. This is Darth Rabbit07 coming to you today with another quick review. Hot on the heels of MP60. I also received in my version of the MPG-09 in from Hasbro Pulse, and I am so tickled to have this because I never owned the original Power Master Optimus Prime back in 1988. I only got to play with my cousin's version of it. Didn't realize what I was holding. So we're going to take a closer look at that today. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. Let's turn this camera around and take a look at MPG-09 Super Ginrai. And here is Super Ginrai in his box, looking absolutely magnificent. The front art looks spectacular. It's got that same kind of little, embossed that it's the real deal. 40th anniversary. You got the side of the box with its stuff. You got the back of the box with all of its contents, things it can do, and some more stuff I can't read. Stuff and things, base mode. And it looks a little bit off. It's because these things are not on there, and then it kind of is nice that they hid the hands versus the original Power Master Prime or Super Ginrai. Boom, there. You got your Ginrai figure. You got this and that. You got another cheat sheet of all the contents inside. And the instructions also will have this again, and when you open it, boom. I've already got this out of the box to save you all the time and pain of me going through all that. Tickled to have this in hand. Let's take a closer look at the contents on the turntable. First off, I just wanted to show off the label sheet here that you get with the MPG-09. You can make it more Tory accurate deco if you decide. I think I'm going to hold off on that because this thing looks amazing in hand. I have this awesome instruction booklet right here, Super Ginrai. That art is just reminiscent of the G1 stuff. Inside you got that contents, everything it comes with. You have the scale system there, the Godmaster. That's actually Ginrai right there. Ginrai without the trailer there, and all powered up into Super Ginrai there. There's blast effects and lightning stuff going on, stuff and things you can do, and then you make it look like the toy version as well. I thought you had to get the other separate cab piece. You got the transformation steps. Anybody that's played with this back in 1988 pretty much knows everything, except this time around it doesn't have the same lock feature. If you don't have the Godmaster on to unlock it, it actually locks the robot mode into place, as what I've learned with the MP60. And I gotta say, there's just a lot of steps there. As we keep thumbing through here to get your base, all that base, your super robot mode, the whole 9 yards. Just a whole lot of steps. And kaboom, there's all that I can't read. And on the turntable itself is the rest of the beauty in his truck mode, looking absolutely outstanding and awesome. And I've gotten all the other little pieces incorporated in on this. I'm going to try to do this little spin around the block here. Let you see it. You got the little things that can come down to do it sans the trailer. I got the extra MP60 blasters pegged in there. I just wanted to have this guy all Mad Maxed out and let you take a look at that right there, as it's so big it won't fit on my turntable. Let's get that out from underneath it. So you can definitely totally, Mad Max him out and have this stuff, going different ways. Before you do that, you can like push these on the inside there, and it gives it a little bit more room. And you can have those just hanging down there, just ready to go pew 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 as you see fit, guys. I just got through disconnecting it in the back there. You raise this back up. You do still got some pivot that you can do with the truck trailer and that kind of thing. It rolls as all rolling things should, and like I said, I've got to get this reattached and not press down on it. So you got the rolling as rolling things can, should, and would, coulda, and fully Mad Max and ready to take on those pesky Decepticons. I mean, this thing is awesome, guys. Let's break this down in like a fraction and go through the components real quick. First off, we're going to start with the cab portion of this, and on the front you got this guy that, much like the MP60, that's not going to do it now, I got it on camera, it just likes to pop off at nothing, and it's just Ginrai, just doing Ginrai things, looking kind of cool. So you got that Ginrai, boom, and it's got a very, very small Autobot logo tempoed on there. You got the skin face there, really, really nice paint work on it. Really wish that there would have been more articulation in the arms, especially instead of that ball and socket joint. But they were definitely going for recreating the originals thing in a masterpiece fashion, and hopefully that's to hope that they'll do this again and make it big like MP10 and MP44. I don't know if that's in the books or anything like that, but for the quest of more money, I would think that it would be. This is totally all die cast, and if you look inside, you can see the crossed arm figure. Special thanks to MGO for pointing this out. You can peel these things back, and you can separate the die cast portion of the cab, and there's like slots on each side inside of there that you can have him standing up inside of the thing. But this is another piece that comes in there. Again, very nice to tempo, crisscross to do the Master Force and to get into this mech suit and jump in there, bam. So there's that comes in there. There's those two slots that you can sit him on either side and have him staring out the window with his arms crossed. I don't think it matters whichever side you put it on, but stuff and things you can do if you decide to do that. It's a really, really cool, neat thing that was not, I could for the most part see in the instructions picked out. So thanks again to MGO for showing that in his review. And now that I know it's happily there and it doesn't affect transformation, that's probably where he'll stay for all time, just to keep from losing it. And here's a look at the cab signs the Godmaster. Let's just get him. He doesn't stand up with the hoot, and he just keeps popping off. So glad it's not contingent on the transformation like it was in the G1 piece. Looks really, really great. Looks like Optimus, but is in fact this Ginrai guy when he's attached to the chest. I meant front grille, not the chest. It does become the Super Ginrai chest once we get it all combined together. But this is still really, really cool. Long overdue saw it for me. Now I've got my own version of it. Let's get him into robot mode real quick. Gets into robot mode. Let me do the comparison with the MP60 and with the MPG-09. I'll let you see the front of the cab there. You see it's more chromed out in the Godmaster, that kind of thing. It's dulled down over here. It's not. It's that silver paint versus the chrome. Not a whole lot of difference on the left side. Let's just do that. I can see some paint mismatch in the camera, but I really can't see it with my naked eye that good. So maybe my eyes are failing me at 49, but I could swear that this is a darker blue on the MP60 versus the MPG-09. The same thing back here. That's just my naked eye. Let's get them back here, back to back. No paint work or anything super different there. And I've just got this little bit mistransformed there, but imagine that's something that's commonplace with these. So that, can't really tell any difference there from the back. And then if you look at the other side, got some gapping because I didn't transform it right. There we go. There we go. And I almost bet that the slots are also in this guy too. And the slots are inside there too. So there's that. So with all that said and done, let me also just show off this guy with the trailer. All man maxed out beyond Thunderdome. So no matter if you got the MP60, it'll all work the same and do this stuff and things. I use these two back compartments right back here to hold the other extra bits. So there is the extra, there's one hand in there and there's other hand in there. You got the shoulder pieces there. And hadn't seen a whole lot of people do that neat little thing to store it, but it's now gonna, bite me in the butt that I opened it. There we go. So both of those have got a little bit of extra bits in there. I've got everything pretty much on there. Now let's transform these cabs and do a side-by-side of those real quick. Pro tip when transforming this, if you take this little handle to the gun and raise this out the side, you can take and peel down these things as a sponger to get those tricky side pieces out and about there. So that helps out tremendously with that. Just wanted to show that off, that you can use this piece as a spudger. And here you go, guys. There you got red versus blue, no pun intended. And it's just really, really awesome to have both of these side by side. This guy has a lighter tempo there. Toy deco going on. This is more animation accurate. You got the gold there, no gold there. You black down there, no black down there. These pieces right here at the waist are a little bit different painted. The tempos are the same on the lower forearms. This seems to be lighter than that. And if you look really close on the inside of both, you do have matrix of leaderships inside of the chest. all depending on how you hold it and what have you. My blue eye guy has that ugly gap. I'm getting ready to send this back to get it taken care of. Yeah, that's just too much on the right hand side. It looks like it's got both on the red eyes there. And you go and look at the sides and then the backs. I do got the gun stored on the back of the legs there, the MP60, and you just got that flat matte, I guess, versus the chrome with the Godmaster. It's nice to have them both in hand. Don't know if it was worth another $150 to get that MP60. I didn't have any of this, so having them all right here on the turntable together is quite awesome. Let's get that trailer transformed into bass and get them surrounding the bass. And now we've got all that bass on the turntable, no treble. And that thing looks awesome. I embellished a little bit, left the guns, the pew-pews hooked up to the other pew-pews, and there's a couple other configuration options you can do here. And for good measure, I have added both MP60 with MPG-09. Red versus blue still as I spin the bass mode and show you the back side. I got MP60's blasters there, but I did one more configuration and I put them in the front there, and I just didn't feel like pulling out the other blast effects to make it even more versatile and big and huge and in your face. Love the lightning effects. Wish those bigger ones were, not made of such frail plastic. Well, there's only one thing to do. Double on Henshin. And here is Super Ginrai showing off his unlimited power pose. But I mean, I even added the red eyes there. So, I mean, that's awesome. I just love having all these effects. These, I will warn you, one of mine snapped as I was messing around with this. So these things the yellow ones are garbage. These are really neat because you can do the hands the way that they do there, or you can take the tips off and put them in the blasters. And I absolutely love that you can do whatever you can think of there with that. He's going to run and bump into that box. Let me just get that back out of the way and maybe keep going. That's just awesome, man. I absolutely love this. Back cleans up so very, very good. He sits really, really, firm when he's like this. And I'm excited to get that God Bomber armor, Apex armor, whatever you want to call it, and add it to this guy. Let's go through that articulation here in a sec. Let's get the actual configuration there going on. And here's my best life imitating box art, imitating life pose that I can do. And I added a little bit more to it and give him some of those back mounted shoulder cannons. He just looks throaty all the way around. It just looks so cool. You got plenty of weapon storage. Of course, I'm sure that this will also incorporate into the armor whenever that comes out. But I mean, for such a big, blocky guy, he still retains that articulation, which is key for any of the Masterpiece figures. Alongside looking stellar, I absolutely love this. As far as that articulation goes, we're going to go from bottom to top of that articulation. So go down here to the feet. You do get these awesome Ginrai feet, and by awesome I'm being a little bit ridiculous. You do get some movement here where you can make it stand better if needed to be. So I guess you got some, what is that, up and down if you say. But you only get 2 clicks in that. Well, I was getting 2 clicks last night. Yep, you get 2 clicks of articulation for the A stances with this Ginrai foot, but it's really pushing it and that kind of thing. Love that the wheels roll really, really good. And the knee, you get that nice ratchety joint. You get the upper thigh swivel there. The waist can do the full van damage because of the bass mode. All that bass, no treble, drop kick, or flying kick. It's really, really awesome. I'm going to go back over here and try to get that. Look at that knee. I mean, for all the kibble, for all the bulk, that is freaking amazing that you get that much right there. So they put some thought into that. Let me get this other one straightened out here. Oh yeah, and you get more detail there, like on the knee. Like everything was really, really well thought out. This being an homage to that 1988 figure. The skirts do articulate as needed. You do get all the way around ratcheting as you see fit there. Gosh, I love ratchets. That's so freaking cool they thought to do that, because he's big and he's a beast of a bot. And yeah, all that good stuff there. See how I got to get that stuff just right. I like that you got some back pivot there. I like that you can do that with the Ginrai feet a little bit there. So there's that stuff on the shoulders and the arms. You do get a butterfly, so like you can get, you know, a little bit of Master Force cross arms there if you so desire. He's got his pointer finger, 3 fingers there, and a weird angled thumb. And it does interfere with, like, whenever you put the gun into the masterpiece slot there, it does, it's just, it's so weird. You do get all the way around there at the wrist there. You do get this much bend in the elbow, as you can see there. I know these are supposed to go up here, but this just looks awesome to me. We'll do that in a minute once we get through here. And then you can go back and you get some up and out there like a Y. You get the full Mr. T, and you do get a little bit of this going on if you need to move stuff around. So, yeah, love those butterflies. Love that you can do full Mr. T. The Y, can you? Why? Because you gotta. And then you got that head that can go all the way around there. One of the easiest face swap gimmicks ever. Just pull that off and then slide back on. That's how it should be, no matter what. I mean, just off with the head and then right back on. And it doesn't, the articulation is a little bit limited because of the way it does there, but you get some up and down. You do get some side to side rocker. For somebody that's not Optimus Prime, he sure does look like it and embody that. And just wow. Okay, guys, I think that's about got it. And oh, Ginrai will pop off the chest. So annoying. I really wish that they'd have fixed the tolerances right here. I'll try to put it back in there. And aggravation and pain. Not perfect, but daggone awesome, guys. With this gentleman here, I really do like the way you can get so many different configurations with him. One last configuration real quick. It is truly awesome how he goes from being this size to being this size, and even still, this is the same size as the original one, as I've watched other reviewers, you know, bring their stuff out of the woodwork. The figure I'll never probably own, but I will. I'm so glad that I have this in hand. And it's really cool that you can also take and open these parts right here. I'm trying to do this on camera, but you can store the extra shoulder bits and the extra fist. With that said, how it's so freaking super easy and seamless to like just switch this stuff out, store the extra bits in the back of the legs like so, and then spin this back around and add on the bits as you see fit there. I mean, you can do many different configurations. I keep getting hung up and stuck on this one right here. He just feels very prime time to me, even though it's not prime, guys. I just absolutely love this figure. G1 box of goodness, articulation check, check, and check. I wish that the hands were a bit better, but we're getting to that in some final thoughts. As for some final thoughts on this giant, long overdue, overweighted, this thing is awesome, man. I love how everything comes together here into the Super Ginrai. The trailer and that seamless. The articulation is top notch. I can't wait to get the Apex armor whenever it comes out. Hopefully not the fall, but sooner. I'd love to get a hold of that. I watched so many people get this so much earlier than Hasbro Pulse, and I did order it from a couple other places, so maybe I can get it early too. But just a stellar figure. Is it worth the double dip? Like if you've already got this? Oh, absolutely. You got to get the trailer, guys, and that's a no-brainer. It's nice to have both the different colored eyes, the cabs, what have you, the different decos. These are both top notch and highly recommended. Now there is a couple of things I got to mention. I mean, one of the negatives is the smokestacks should have been die cast, and definitely not that plastic, that long life stuff that you see on the box there is false advertising. I think it was on his box, as both these share the same kind of materials and parts. That is aggravating that they didn't do that, cleaner. The other thing that's very aggravating is the fact that you got this pop-off action every time you turn around or touch it of the Godmaster jumping off the chest, or the Power Master there. I kind of got a mix between the anime shoulders and my own little, custom kind of thing going on. I like that you got these other capabilities that you can do there. You can swap out the heads easiest. The head swap feature on this is top notch. Every head swap should be as seamless as this head right here. You just barely pull it off. I mean, it's on there and it's not going to flop off, but I mean, there's no effort to it, and no, you're not going to damage the figure swapping the heads. Also, the hand swap is really, really clean, and I like for the fact that you can actually store the extra set of hands and the shoulder bits in the back of this, and keep it pretty seamless there. The only thing that you can't store in there is those gaudy, big, loud blaster effects. Now the lightning I absolutely love. I love it better than those gaudy big blast effects. One of my blast effects broke, and on my cab for the MPG-09, the face mask has a little distortion. I'm gonna try to put the picture up there, and for a $300 figure, that's unacceptable. So I've already contacted Hasbro Consumer Care, and they're gonna, hopefully, once I ship this back to them, that's gonna be a little pain for a little bit, they'll send me one that's not got any flaws or anything like that. But that's about going to do it for Super Ginrai. Thanks again for watching my channel, guys. Y'all make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again to all those who have subscribed. Help my channel continue to grow, guys. I just really want to do this kind of like a work at retirement kind of thing as I get older and whatnot. I'm enjoying everything right now, right by old age of 49, but with the uncertainty of the world, I just need something to go right in my life, and to keep that going on there, and for many years to come. That all said, go check out Super God Master Force. See why I wanted this so badly, especially after playing with the 1988 version at my cousin's house back in the day. This is what we wanted back then, minus its flaws. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully they will do a bigger, or even a third party will do an oversized version that will match the MP12 MP44, because this guy is tiny compared to that MP44 size. Whenever this was released, we all thought we was getting an MP44 size bot. That's not the case here. This just matches the old toy, but this is nice to have on the shelf and a lot of fun to mess around with. Thanks again for watching. Y'all have a great day out there. Stay safe until all are one, guys.